Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This game, you can see, a bit lower rated. This is from a tournament on, let me see, this is at the end of November. And this is the $50 1v1 calibration tournament for under 1,000 ladder rated players. I know some viewers heard about this tournament and went and signed up, which is very nice to see. And somebody sent me this replay, and unfortunately Discord is not working now, so I don't know who sent it. I think it was sent over Discord. Either way, it was one of these players that sent it to me, and the two players are Sulfur 1 down here, UEF player in the blue, and KilaSkila in the white Cybran. No mirror match up here. The map is the Ganges Chasma. And it's a 5x5 map with quite a lot of reclaim. You can see over 7,000 here. We have a T3 engineer, I believe, in the corner, which is the biggest chunk of mass. That's a T2 engineer, or maybe a Sparky, just grabbing a rock. These locations are very important. You can see some larger rocks and plenty of small ones. And we have some rocks around the base as well for the opening build order. So let's see what's going on. Well, Sulfur is on the move, so this is not good. He's not building anything now at 2 minutes. Well, he's building a couple of mexes, but no power and no factories. You have to be adding power and factories right now. If we look at this base over here, we have 2 factories already. So already he has double the number of factories KilaSkila does. Can you imagine how easy games would be if you had double your opponent's factories? That would be amazing. I would love that. And now he's starting his third. So you can see here the huge disadvantage by just leaving very early. I mean, you can leave very early, but you better have enough engineers replacing them. So now we have power lined up and we have factories. Looks like we have some lab battles going on. And will there be a reclaim? I don't think so. Nice micro. Oh, he out microed himself. 5 HP left. Oh, he will get the kill in the lab though. Look at the APM. Look at these move orders. On the other side, something has died, perhaps? Some things have died here. It's Land Scout getting kills. 2 kills on the Mech Marine. So, nice attacks at the start. Third factory coming up now. Meanwhile, KilaSkila with 4 factories. Superior build order. Maybe low on power. Actually, no, he's not. And now that he doesn't have enough mass in the bank for a factory, factory's 240 mass, he has 90 in the bank. He just leaves because he can let engineers build from now on. Could definitely start another factory at this point. So we have units. We need a few more land scouts for sure. We have one in the base. Let's see the orders here. Well, this is not an infinite queue. So we see already we have some mostly Mantis and then the odd Sky Slammer and artillery. That's quite nice, but land scouts mixed in would be good too. Now we have an air factory, but we only have 2 power generators and a hydro, so it might be hard to fund the air production here. Look at Sulfur's base now. Oof. Big mass overflow. Again, only 3 factories in the base. And 1 at the front. Now it is quite common actually to build a PD at the front here on this map. If you get there faster, if you can get a PD up, it's quite good. He's going to do that with the engineer. So here we see that Sulfur's done a good job grabbing the map. You can see his expansion is good, and he got some good fights early on, but the base management is lacking. So he could be in a much better position. This could be a complete crush, but he had nearly 1200 mass in the bank there just from not queuing up enough stuff. See, he queued up a decent amount of power at once, but the factories were not. You should queue up several factories at once here in the base, but right now you can see map control quite even, but we do have a real lack of units now. KilaSkila has quite a few more. He just needs to keep moving them, and now he also has quite a bit of mass in the bank, a couple of factories worth. You can see he's grabbing the reclaim. That's good. He's sending now an engineer to grab this reclaim as well with the patrol order. Patrol order is completely fine to use for this purpose, and also you can see raiding the position where there would be reclaim engineers sent. Unfortunately, Sulfur hasn't sent anybody here yet. That's one thing about this command, is it's a bit wall hacky, I would say. It's a bit wall hacky, so I could see whether someone started reclaiming here or not, and then send engineers, or tanks I mean. That's the only real... It's a bit of an issue with that command, I would say. So we have... Well, we saw this tactic in a replay review I did in the previous video, which was to, on a 5x5, build up a couple of bombers and then send them in. It's not a bad idea. I think this is not a good target though. T1 PD, for one, KilaSkila already saw that there's an air factory, and he saw an inti. Two, this PD is going to take like 4 passes maybe to die, at least, maybe 5. And so that's not going to happen, and the bomber simply dies. And dies for free. Now sending all 3 bombers in and attacking power, that would be much nicer. Maybe they could kill the raider on their way to the base as well. So now KilaSkila with decent map control. He's getting the reclaim on both sides. The only problem is he's not spending this reclaim. So you see, he now has over 1000 mass in the bank, but he's doing much better in reclaim. So what he really needs is, again, just to queue up a couple more factories. 2 more factories can go up in a heartbeat, get them on repeat, get more units out there, and then you'll be ahead. That's all you need to do. Pay attention to the reclaim meter, but as of now he's doing okay. Let's see how many units he has. 31. Sulfur, he has 40 tanks, and you can see he has an empty mass bar. More factories in the middle. Yeah, I don't really like multiple factories on the front line, but it's better than having no factories. Now we have some airplay going. Bombers trying to do some damage. Inti's protecting the PDs. Looks like Killer really wants to kill the PDs with the bombers, but they're not particularly good targets. Aim for the radars. They cost 80 mass and they'll die instantly and have an instant impact on what your opponent can do on the map. Because if you can't see, it's really hard to do anything. And of course, as I said, attacking power. For example, these very closely packed PGens. So Sulfur moving out. His units all over the place. Some rally points are questionable. Actually, looks like he has rally points in every location. I think, well, if you want all these rally points that go vaguely to the middle, should probably be in the same, place really. So you always want to keep your units together. Strength in numbers. Now he's using his ACU quite well. This is a nice fight for him as well. I like this. This is quite good. Oh, also I should say, this is an under 1000 rated tourney, but under 1000 ladder rating, so this 1300 is not an issue. I'm assuming that he did have below the 1k on the ladder, which is where it matters, not global. Oh, KilaSkila going for the gun. I like it. I like it a lot. He also has extra factories now built. Hasn't turned them on yet, which is good because he needs this mass for the gun, honestly. But he is losing a lot of units to the ACU. So these are not good fights to take, ACU and units versus just your units. You can see Sulfur just really farming, honestly. He is losing some HP, but Sulfur is standing right next to an ACU that's upgrading. This is one of the most dangerous things you can do in Supreme Commander in a 5x5 map, is get close to an ACU that's upgrading. Because especially if this person doesn't cancel their upgrade, seeing an ACU here, it means they're nearly upgraded and they're about to finish the gun. And once they do finish the gun, you should be dead. KilaSkila now finishes the gun. He is really lacking units, needs to turn on all his factories, needs to get 8 engineers to the front line. But what he needs to do is just stay in range of the ACU. No, come on, come on, just follow. Just follow. Don't stop, don't stop. Oh, Sulfur taking free damage now. And now he gets out of range. This is huge. This is a huge problem now. KilaSkila had a big opportunity here with the gun upgrade. If he kept this ACU in range, he would force... At least he would force... Oh! Oh! Sulfur, stop running! No! Don't turn away! Well, you see now, if he had kept Sulfur in range, he would at least force Sulfur to suicide many T1 tanks into this ACU to allow his own ACU to escape. Now, the PD is quite helpful here in this scenario, has to be said. But KilaSkila needs to just kill everything with this gun ACU. Needs to march forward. Seems like his units are dying to bombers. There's a lot of reclaim around the field now, which could be grabbed. And he's lacking. He does need this mass to fund his factories, but he should have decent production at this point. I would say maybe you send most of your reinforcements with your ACU and just try and attack. You can see there, gun ACU outranges T1 PD, which is quite nice. Needs some radar. He's getting it. He's also sending engineers to get the reclaim. Nice moves. Nice moves. This guy also could be on a little attack move. We have some mass in the base, and he can't afford to waste any time now. Needs to be doing damage. Sulfur needs to now retreat, and he has far too much power at this point. So he should make the gun, and probably could make nano as well. Should just retreat, keep his units near him, and make those upgrades. And then he should be fine, because he does have a big mass lead. He actually has 2 T2 mexes now, which is adventurous against a gun ACU. 2 air factories as well, still overflowing a lot of power. Certainly better to have too much than too little power, but he's gone overboard slightly. It's a lot of damage put out by this T1 PD, unfortunately. KilaSkila now feels like he's gaining back some map control. The map control is important to allow him to get the mass in the map control, not just the mexes. This portion here, this is huge. You can see how many 10k mass. So there's more mass on the map now than there was at the start. I believe there was maybe 7k, was it? The ACU is not aggressive enough for my liking. Should kill all these factories. Anytime this ACU isn't shooting is a waste of time, basically, because the opponent does not have a gun ACU, just have an advantage there. Should bring some units with them as well, because you don't want to get surrounded. There's a lot of units waiting back here. KilaSkila still getting some kills. Yeah. There's like some weird... Oh, there it is. There's like a projectile stuck in the map somewhere. See, it's following the camera. It's like right here. I don't know if my video quality is good enough to see it. Oh, they're actually moving slightly. Okay, Sulfur giving up his map control a bit easily. But he has actually done what I thought he should do. And he got not only the gun, but also Nano. With a lot of assistance. I like it. He didn't really get the mass around his base, unfortunately. But he got the other mass. Which is good. And now, with 87 units, 87 tanks versus only about 60, and he has gun and nano, I think KilaSkila has missed his opportunity to come back into this game. Stacey is going to move forward. I hope he doesn't leave all of his units on the other side of the map away from his ACU. There we go. KilaSkila getting some shots off. There goes his radar. Oh, he has another one back here though. But it just has far less HP. Well, actually not far less HP because Sulfur doesn't have a lot of vet, but he does have far less regen. 33 per second on Killa. 56 on Sulfur. That nice Cybran regen from being 2 vet levels higher than his opponent makes up the difference somewhat. And now the units are coming. All of the units have been sent to the front line. Sulfur's units only arrived now. If he kept them with the ACU this whole time, KilaSkila would already be dead, I'd say. And now they're pushing in. Is Killa going for the draw here? 7k HP on Sulfur. And we're on 5k versus 6k. Sulfur needs to send his units, give a move order here between the 2 ACUs with his units. And he should be fine. Yeah, Sulfur only on 6k now, and KilaSkila down to 3k. And Killa is gonna get killed. Not a bad draw attempt. Not a bad draw attempt. GG from KilaSkila and Sulfur. So that was the losers bracket round 1 in the under 1000 1v1 calibration tournament. Quite a nice game. I think Sulfur could do a bit of work on his build order, but after that he did outplay KilaSkila. I mean, KilaSkila did some things better. For example, making the gun better move than what Sulfur was doing, which was walking right up to an ACU that was upgrading and then standing around next to him waiting for his upgrade to finish. That was a bad move from Sulfur. Good move from Killa to make the gun. Also, Killa did better on the reclaim front. You can see 5.2k versus 4.4, and early on he did much better. He had almost 2k and Sulfur had less than 1k. Problems arose, I guess. Well, how did Sulfur manage to win this? I guess Killa had too much mass in the bank. Yeah, we looked and saw when KilaSkila had a full mass bar, Sulfur had actually spent all of his mass and had a very low mass bar. Now right now he has a lot, but he was busy microing his ACU and his units at the end of the game, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Sulfur maybe just spending his resources better in the middle of this game gave him a good advantage. But, nice game overall. Hope you enjoyed watching, and tune in soon for more casts, replay reviews, POVs, etc. Bye guys.